Welcome to I Am Geek, the show for the geek in all of us, and this is episode 13. I am Ryan Street, and again, I'm here with my good buddy Chris Catron and my brother Chris Street.
Hello.
How you guys doing? Episode 13. Or do you feel
13.
lucky? Do you feel unlucky?
I mean, we're teenagers now. That's exciting.
All about medium.
It's true, we're teenagers. Medium. So we have to talk like this the whole episode.
It's time for change.
Hi guys, I just
what are we doing today? Oh, it hit me. It hit me hard.
I've got this pulling right here.
Have you seen Tina? Oh my goodness, she's looking pretty good now.
Whoa.
I got a new fidget spinner. And,
fidget spinner. Those things are crazy. Those things are like dangerous. There's like kids getting sent to the hospital because they like swallow parts of it. And then there was one that was spinning it and it got caught in his lip and it like cut a big chunk out of his lip. But anyway.
Yeah. There was one that exploded too. I don't know how it happened. But I just saw that it exploded somehow.
It was moving so fast that it just disintegrated into pieces.
They probably had a firecracker in it or something, And then they kind of
blades on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think episode 13 is lucky for us because for the first, well, not the first time, but it's happened. I posted earlier, hey, we're getting ready to record episode 13. You got any questions for us? And what happened? 2 questions popped up. One on Facebook, one on Twitter. So there's actually people on Twitter that look at our stuff. Yay! Woo,
Yay!
So excited.
There's people out there.
Yeah, it was somebody that I didn't know, and I was like, oh, it's like somebody that we don't even know. And then my brother Chris was like, oh, no, I know them. And I'm like, oh, well, it's still cool.
I'm sorry I actually know somebody. It's very rare. It's really rare. So it's exciting for me that someone actually knows someone. So that's good.
So I thought we would start with questions tonight instead of end because we have actual questions to answer. The fans want to know. We've got to put it out there first thing, not keep them in suspense because it is episode 13. So who knows what could happen? The world could explode. Just because of our episode 13. So the first question from Twitter, this is from Chris, one of your friends. Do you want to give him a shout out?
Yes. Shout out to Bryn Wolf. Her Twitter at Bryn Grug. Or
spell that out.
BRWG.
It's BRYNDRWG. Sorry, we're all talking at the same time.
Brindrug. That's how you. She's my friend. That's how you say it.
Oh, okay.
She's a friend of my wife's. Grew up with her, and she's a friend of mine now. And she posts a question, and Brindrug posts, you get to take a Being John Malkovich style ride in a superhero's brain of your choice. Who do you pick?
So first off, let's tell, just to refresh our memories. Being John Malkovich was a movie.
It was a movie,
and it had John Malkovich in it as himself.
Yes. Basically, this I think he played like a puppeteer or something. He takes this job. And he finds this doorway behind this like cabinet or something, I think. And the doorway leads into John Malkovich's brain. And him and his girlfriend just start going in there. And basically, once you go in there, you kind of inhabit John Malkovich and you kind of see what he's seeing and see what he's doing and everything and feel what he's feeling type thing. Eventually, at the end, I think the main character is able to control him, which freaks John Malkovich out for the most part, though. Just kind of viewing their life inside of them.
So it's based on a true story, is what you're saying.
Based on a true story. Yes, it's a documentary, really.
Yeah.
It's. You all remember Inner Space?
Yeah.
Yes, Inner Space. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the original.
It's like a prequel or the original take on In and Out, the Disney Pixar movie. or Inside Out. Inside Out.
Inside Out. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's spawned
And
Inside
also,
Out.
in Men in Black, there's that little alien guy that's inside that old man that dies or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Happens there too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So there we go. So the question is, you get to take a being John Malkovich style ride in a superhero's brain of your choice. Who do you pick? Who wants to start? Who's already got theirs lined up? I think Chris already has his lined up. He's ready to go.
I have my pick. I have my pick. My pick. It could end horribly because you never know with this guy's life. My pick was Spider-Man.
Did you take Caitlin's?
Because
No, it's okay. I picked a different one anyway, so I changed it.
I picked Spider-Man because I picked Spider-Man because basically it's like being in a roller coaster. When he's swinging around and everything, it's like flying, but it's more of a roller coaster type thing where you're swinging, flipping like all through the city. But you never know when your loved one's going to die in front of you, so you're kind of like.
It's an emotional roller coaster too.
It's an emotional roller coaster too. I mean, your aunt, your loved one, your lover, they can all die in front of you in no time. You don't know, but you get to swing around the city, and that'd be fun.
Okay, Katrin, who do you pick?
Okay, so I at first was going to pick Spider-Man. We had discussed Spider-Man for something different, and I was like, no, I think I'm going to go different because I originally thought this one would be a bad one to choose, but then I thought it might be pretty interesting. And I actually thought you all might pick this one, but I guess I was wrong. Incredible Hulk. I think I thought that would be terrible because the guy is so, what was the word? Whatever I'm trying to say, I can't think of it. But he it's a struggle. It's a struggle in his mind to try to keep that under control. But at the same time, that could kind of a similar thing. It's a emotional roller coaster, right? But just to be able to run through and just smash through anything, might be.
Rageaholic.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes I get that way, but I keep it under check.
Catron smash.
Yeah. So that's who I think.
So let's see. So Chris wants to be in the mind of a teenager that's going through all his problems on an emotional roller coaster. Katrin wants to smash things inside the Hulk.
Yes.
All right. So you ready for mine? I've got some reasoning behind this person that I picked.
What time is it?
Sorry, show's coming in.
Again, mine could end very badly, or it could be really fun, or it could be a mix of both. I chose Deadpool.
Wow.
Yeah, I chose Deadpool because I mean, he's like the anti-hero sort of, but he's still a hero. Yeah. But it's like everybody sort of like the thing with the smashing, like Hulk smashing, sort of like he sort of does what everybody deep down is like. I just wish I could just do that sometime and just like, just do whatever I want to. But he also, he talks to the camera a lot, talks to stuff. So maybe he's not talking to the camera. Maybe there's already somebody in his head, and he's just talking to the person in his head. So you just have, you'd be in there, and he'd be talking to you. So, and
actually, in the comics, there actually was someone stuck in his head for a while.
Well, there you go.
Another the super villain. This is a super villain that had merged with him somehow. And he was like, you'd see these little yellow thought bubbles, and that was the other character talking to him. So you wouldn't be alone in there.
So he had a friend in there, an evil friend, a friend. I don't know. I think it would be interesting, a day in the life of Deadpool, be in his head, and just see the madness unfold and the craziness unfold. And then you have the jokes that he tells, so you'd just be laughing the whole time, probably. So I think it would be interesting.
Gotcha. So Katrin's going with the mass destruction, where he's destroying everything around him. You're going mass murderer, where you're killing.
For a good
And I'm
cause.
going around saving people, watching my loved ones die. So I think it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that tells you a lot about our our inner selves, I guess.
It probably does. Yeah, somebody's gonna
Yeah.
analyze this. Way too
We're
much.
going to be arrested. We're going to be arrested. That's what's
It is
going to
super
happen.
late when we record these
I
things.
could just
so.
see sitting like in like a lazy boy recliner in Deadpool's head, and he'd been like making jokes like, "Oh, you wore the brown pants today," and you'd just be like, "Ha ha ha, Deadpool, you're so funny," and it would just be, it would be sort of funny. And then you could control him later like a puppet, and just it would be. It'd be
He doesn't die. So
he doesn't
that could be
die.
good.
Yeah, so he just keeps going, and I think that was a decent choice. Yeah. Tell us if you agree or if you have other ones. Now, I thought I would add to the question and then make a two-parter and say, who would you not want to be in their heads? Like, what superhero you're like, I don't want to be in their heads, no matter what. So, anybody got one of those?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, I got one. I can start again if you want. We can just go around.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going a little off here. Going the movie Mystery Men.
That is off.
Stiller. It's going off. It's going off. I mean, there were comic books, there's superheroes and everything. I'm going with the Spleen.
The Spleen. That's what I figured you were going to go.
You don't want to be in Pee Wee Herman's head?
I do not want to be in Pee Wee Herman's head as the Spleen. Constant gas, constant smelling it. Lube.
Some of us live that way, so
I grew up with Ryan, so I should be used to it.
Whoa.
But yeah, I don't want to be in that brain. There's too many things I don't want to see in there. It smells. The smells. All the smells. But yeah, I don't want to be in the Spleen's brain.
That's a good answer.
Okay. All right, Katrin.
I was going to probably go with a more obvious with Batman. I don't think I'd want to be in it. I know. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was going to say.
I know. I figured you were.
Pick another one.
I thought it was going to be one of those where we say, okay, everybody at 3 say who they were going to say, and we'd all say Batman, but he just he's so troubled and depressed, and he talks like this all the time. And I was like, dude, stop, it's just talk normal, just for a little bit,
Yeah, and you'd be stuck in Ben Affleck's head sometimes too, and that would just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it depends on who's Batman.
Which Batman, right? Yeah, that's true.
George Clooney might not be that bad.
Yeah.
Not the worst Batman, but maybe not the worst Batman to be in the head with.
Right. He's interesting. The earlier ones, Val Kilmer and what's his name?
Adam West could be fun.
Adam West, that's true.
That one would be trippy.
That would be weird.
On that
one. Do it.
We're dancing the Batusi. This is great.
Any other reasons,
do you have
Katrin?
something else?
Oh no, I just it just be troubled. I mean, it kind of be exciting because he gets to do all these cool things and these cool vehicles and have all these neat tools and live in a bat cave. But yeah, I think he would just get on my nerves because he's always kind of whiny and he doesn't really have superpowers. So
yeah, if you took control of him at some point, you'd probably die.
Yeah. God,
whatever he was doing.
Oh, so now I have to pick somebody else. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No.
If you want me to.
Okay, so
take it back.
So I've got two that I'm trying to narrow it down. I can tell you both.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Either Robin because.
It's not super.
Because you'd have to listen to Batman all the time. Or
I get it, Bruce. So are mine. Just shut
I get it. Or maybe Aquaman because it's like, hey, what are you gonna do today? Oh, wanna talk to some fish?
Go swimming.
Okay, this is fun.
Getting to hang out with dolphins.
I guess.
In the
But then
crew,
you'd have to listen to everybody make fun of you all the
like
time.
emo.
Oh, you're Aquaman. Oh, you're just like, I get it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jason Momoa was Aquaman, though. I don't know if Matt's going to be making fun of him to his face.
Yeah, he may change it.
Well, I've got one. So what about Daredevil? What would that be like?
Yeah, that would be kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just dark all the time, or what? How does that work?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, may not even really see anything. I guess you'd feel a lot of things, but you wouldn't.
What was
see
that? What the heck was
anything. Be in his What is it?
That's true.
Oh, there's a bunch of red like things coming at me. And yeah, that would be kind of
Oh man. Maybe Hawkman too, because isn't like Hawkman and Hawkgirl like it's just like a depressing thing because they're both like dying all the time and
yeah, they're constantly dying and being reborn and having to find each other again and
so maybe that
dying
too.
again. Yeah, that could be annoying.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of superheroes we don't want to touch. We don't want to be in their heads.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll continue on with the superhero theme because our other question from Gary Street, our father.
Dari?
Gary Streets, yes, our father, who we not Catron's father that we know of.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
So far.
Yes, so far.
So far.
I think there's an adoption process that's taking place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's what Catron's adopting our father, or
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
What? No,
he's going to be our grandfather.
Oh,
I'm my own grandpa. Have y'all heard that song?
Yeah.
I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we just recorded an episode that's going to be coming out later with our father about his books, and it's going to be sort of a special Summer of Geek thing that will be coming out soon. So look for that. But he asked a question. He says, "Which comic book character first caught your attention and why?"
Ooh.
I said this earlier when we were kind of discussing the pre-show. Spider-Man was mine because that was the first, maybe the only comic book I ever had. I never really had comic books that I can remember, but I I remember keeping it in this other book because I wanted to keep it flat and make sure it was in mint condition or whatever. But it was I think it was like a Spider-Man and Venom or something like that, but or something like that. But yeah, I always liked Spider-Man. And then Superman as well, because I had a Superman belt, and I only ate Superman peanut butter. And then when we stopped buying it, I stopped eating peanut butter, and I hate peanut butter today. But so Superman and Spider-Man, I guess, if I had to, yeah.
Nice.
I can't just pick one. Sorry.
What about you, Chris?
Well, my pick was my first thought when I heard the question, but then you made fun of him.
Who
was Robin?
Oh no. No, I wasn't making fun of Robin. I was making fun of him having to listen to Batman all the
time. Yeah, whatever. It's okay. It's fine.
Poor kid. Poor kid had a lot to put up with.
But I mean, like it was Batman comics and stuff, and like the Super Friends and all that. But I kind of steered more towards Robin because like he was a boy wonder, and I was a kid, and like getting to hang out with Batman and stuff would be cool. And I never quite thought of myself as like the main superhero person. I always saw myself kind of as a sidekick and stuff. And I always thought that would be fun to be the sidekick. And growing up, like when we play, like Ryan would be Batman and I would get to be Robin, and I was good with that. I was happy being Robin. We even had our mom even made costumes for us for Halloween. It was after the Michael Keaton Batman movie, and you had the Batman Michael Keaton mask, and you were Batman, and she made me the Robin costume. It wasn't as tight as tights, which was great. Didn't want the tight tights, but it was good. And I always liked the third Robin, Tim Drake, a lot too. So I'd have to go with Robin.
Yeah, I think I still have the Michael Keaton Batman mask somewhere. I'm sure it's worth.
Stinks.
I'm sure it's worth $1 million. All right, I went a little off course again with my thoughts. I was thinking back. And one of the first ones I can remember, I guess you would still call him a hero. I mean, a superhero. I mean, I don't know. He's a comic book hero. Yeah. So yeah, it fits. Or comic book character, Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember Dick Tracy from long ago. I don't know if it was the first one, but it always sticks out because I always thought Dick Tracy was really cool. I mean, he was sort of a private eye. He had the cool watch that you could talk into before anybody thought that would, actually be a thing. With Apple Watches or whatever. But he had the cool watch, he had the cool car. He wore the yellow trench coat with the yellow hat, and then the villains were just cool because you had Flat Top, who basically his head was flat, and then you had
it was flat.
Yeah, it was flat. All these these gangster guys that he would battle, and I always thought it was cool, sort of that that era of private eyes and mystery and adventure and action. So that was my that probably my pick as one of the first comic book characters to really stick out. We even had the toys. They came out with toys because they came out with the movie and then they came out with toys. But I even remember reading the comic strips of Dick Tracy before that.
Because you were born in the 1920s.
Yeah. Well, back when we were kids, not so much anymore. Kids today would be like, "What are you talking about?" But in Saturday morning paper, you had the whole section of comic strips, and yeah. So you had the ones that were in black and white and the ones that were in color, and it was in the Sunday papers that but I always loved when the paper.
The Sunday papers were all color.
Yeah. I loved getting the comic book section of the paper. What'd you say? Were you making fun of my age?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
No.
It was a weird audio thing.
We can make fun of your age.
No, it's okay. But you would, be excited for the, I guess it was the Sunday paper, right?
Yeah, those Sunday comics.
Yeah, the Sunday paper.
Sunday comics.
It was all colored in the Sunday paper.
Yeah.
And, they were bigger.
Yeah, because you had Saturday morning cartoons and then the Sunday comic strips in the paper. And so I remember the Dick Tracy comic strip. And, of course, you had Garfield and
Calvin and Hobbes, of course. Sarge.
Charlie
and the
Brown.
Far Side.
Yeah, all those.
Yeah.
Then everybody's favorite family circle.
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Dennis the Menace.
I know the, is it the grandson? I think he's a grandson. Yeah, I know a good grandson of the writer of that comic strip.
Family Circle?
Yeah, Family Circle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's an animator. He's an animator. He's a good
That's
animator.
cool.
He's a great guy too. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he's a great.
Kids are just missing out on so much.
They
Comic
are.
strips, Saturday morning cartoons.
Newspapers.
Yeah. Now everybody just wants to sleep in on Saturday, but I remember getting up on Saturday mornings, get your cereal, watch your cartoons, and that was it.
Yeah, I threw up one
I was
time.
doing that until I figured out the VHS. Yeah. I was getting up until I figured out how to record on the VHS, and then I just set that to record in the morning. I slept in and watched them later. No. I got techie.
Yeah, we were at my grandparents' house, and I think because it was my grandparents had the floor model TV, we had the ones on a stand. It wasn't a floor model, but I remember sitting in front of it eating the Smurfs cereal, the multicolored one, not just blue or whatever. It's blue and red, right? And
Smurf berries.
But yeah, Smurf berries, thank you. And then throwing up while I'm watching cartoons, that lovely blue and red cereal. So,
and then eating more.
and then eating, yes. Nah, but yeah, that Saturday mornings, yeah, that and what is it? There was wrestling on in the mornings, Saturday mornings as well.
Yep.
In the morning.
God, what was that? And then there was
there was a
WWF.
Saturday main event. I don't know if that was it.
That was at night, but there was a morning one as well. Sometimes I don't know if it's all the time. But yeah, Saturday night main event was awesome. But
after the cartoons ended, the wrestling came on.
Of course, Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah,
yes.
That as well.
You can watch kids. You can all the kids listening.
Well, you kids out there.
Yeah, you can watch Pee Wee's Playhouse on Netflix, I believe.
That's right.
Ah.
Yes, you can.
I remember the WWF cartoon. You remember that one?
Yeah.
That was great. Oh, what a great cartoon. Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, Junkyard Dog. Oh, Hillbilly Jim.
The hillbilly guy.
Hillbilly Jim.
The guy with the rubber bands. Lou Albano, Captain Lou Albano. He was one of the main characters.
Yep.
Ultimate Warrior was in that.
No problem. I don't know. I have to look and see.
I saw an Ultimate Warrior action figure the other day at Target. I was like, oh my gosh, they had all these classic ones.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get that. That was my favorite wrestler. If we want to talk favorite wrestlers, we can talk.
Oh.
There's a comic book, I think, with the Ultimate Warrior where he fights Santa Claus.
As one does.
It's the weirdest thing you could ever see. It's like it's so
I think he
weird.
wrote it. I think it was really weird. And then I saw a documentary on him when he was talking about all that. He's like, yeah, supposedly I died or whatever. But it was interesting because that was my favorite wrestler.
Mine was Sting.
I should have picked that as superhero.
Yeah, Sting was my favorite wrestler. Still is. The Stinger. Back in his WCW days when he had the blonde flat top, bleach blonde flat top, the face paint.
Similar to the Ultimate Warrior face paint.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
Or the Dingo Warrior.
he copied him.
Right.
No, I think that was around the same time.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Sting said that he always wore face paint because when he was a kid, people would make fun of his face, and so he did it sort of like as a to overcome that. I believe I could be wrong, but I think that was it.
Overcomers.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
So we've had favorite superheroes, who we want to be inside their heads, our favorite. Well, Chris, you didn't say your favorite wrestler.
Oh yeah, who's your favorite wrestler, Chris?
Oh, my favorite wrestler? Oh,
my brother, Riot Street.
Riot Street is the greatest. I actually, from the cartoon, I actually like Junkyard Dog a lot.
Oh yeah. How can you not like Junkyard Dog?
I had the toy. It was the hard rubber toy.
Mm-hmm. I had those.
You could really hurt somebody with.
Oh yeah.
Like you're wrestling and you knock their teeth out. But I had him, and I actually liked him. I thought he was cool.
We had him, and we had Hillbilly Jim. We had his big action figure. Those things are cool.
Those were the best wrestling action figures because you could really do some cool moves with them. And I had Hulk Hogan, Mr. Wonderful.
They do some damage.
We had this guy with a beret, and he had his hand up like he was saluting or something. And then King Kong Bundy, and that was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool.
It's cool. I have the
WWE
app or whatever it is, and you can watch all those old matches on it, and it's just so cool to go all the way back to WWF days. And then they have, since they bought this WCW, they have all the WCW matches on there too. So I'll go back and watch Halloween Havoc or something, or it was great. It's just it was so cheesy when you watch it now, but it's just so awesome.
Yeah. So great.
Watch. But yeah,
and then Jennifer's like, "Hey, get in here!"
I'm watching Halloween Havoc from 1998. Give me a break.
We gotta hang some curtains
3 hours
in here.
later.
Yeah. They have there's my favorite match was it was always my favorite match growing up. It was a WCW match, and I found it a while back on the app. It was they took 2 rings and they put them together, and then they put a cage around both rings, and then there was 2 teams of I don't know, there was 5 or 6 people per team, and they would get in there and just all battle each other inside this cage. And the one that I remember the most was it was Larry Zbyszko. He was on a team. It was Paulie Dangerously's band or whatever, and they had somebody, I don't know if it was Barry Windham or I know he was in it, and Dusty Rhodes was in it, who later became Gold Dust, and Sting was in it. But anyways, they had one of the good guys down, and they had undone part of the ring rope, and it was this big metal bar, and Larry was gonna hit him, and the dude ducked, and he hit one of his partners, and then got pinned, and it was just the greatest match inside this double ring with, and they like put somebody in between the ring. They stuck their heads down in it, and they like just like bounce them up and down with his head stuck in between the rings. Oh, old wrestling's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Larry Zbyszko just sounds like a cracker from Nabisco or something.
No, Larry Zbyszko, he was cool. That was back when wrestlers like
just take a little cheese, smear it on a Larry Zbyszko, and just eat it. It's delicious.
Zbyszko.
He might take offense to that.
Sausages.
Like there was like,
I love those.
There was some bad men back then. Like they were just like, it wasn't like all oiled up and stuff. It was just like, hey, this guy is like balding and like has that big hairy chest, and is like, I'm just going to go out there and beat somebody down, and that's what they did, and it was cool. Arn Anderson, he was another one. He's great. Double A.
Oh yeah.
Double
A. Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah, Four Horsemen. Anyways, we'll get off of wrestling. I could talk about that all night long.
To have a wrestling episode, that'll be fun.
I know. We need to do that.
Yeah.
We'll do that while Chris is gone, right?
Yeah.
You do that while I'm gone.
Hey, if anybody wants to be on a wrestling episode with us, let us know and we'll get you on. That'll be fun.
Yeah, you can take my place that week. I just don't think I have much to offer to that conversation. I
don't know. Oh man. So did you hear we're gonna get to something else in a minute, but just really quick, I heard some rumors going around about the Han Solo director change that we talked about last week. The two Lord and what's his name that got fired from Han Solo. The rumor is that one of the reasons that they were let go or fired or whatever was that they were trying to make the Han Solo movie into a Jim Carrey-esque type. What's the name of the movie?
Ace Ventura
movie. Which I just don't understand. Don't understand.
That makes sense to me. Totally makes sense to me. I totally see it. I mean, Chewie talking out of his butt would be priceless.
It sounds the same though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Much.
They'd be after someone who stole a dolphin. Like a space dolphin. Be a space dolphin.
The space dolphin.
For the Naboo Dolphins team.
So it's probably good that they were let go, and I heard that the main actor had to get an acting coach on set.
I saw that too. I was kind of worried when they picked him because I've seen him in a couple movies, Beautiful Creatures especially. He's in that. He plays a Southern guy with the worst Southern accent you've ever heard. And it's just horrible. Like, how you doing there, folks? How you doing? And I'm just like, no. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how he does.
So something new we want to try for maybe next time, right? Next time.
Yeah, next time.
We're gonna we want to try. We do movie reviews, but a lot of the times we don't want to spoil new movies for people, and a lot of times because of our busy lives, the three of us cannot get to a movie that's out in the theaters right now. I know that some of us have seen Cars 3, some of us have seen Wonder Woman, but not all of us, and it sort of makes it hard because we don't want to spoil it for the other person, so it makes it hard to review. So what we're going to try to do, because we are children of the 80s, 90s, we want to do some retro movies. So we're going to have a segment. We're going to try it out, a retro movie segment where basically we're going to pick a movie. We're gonna watch that movie beforehand, and then we're just gonna give it our review, discuss what we think about it, discuss what was good, what held up, what didn't hold up over the years, and we thought we would love for our listeners to sort of play along with us and give us their opinion. So we're gonna try to pick a movie that's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something that is available for people to watch, so you don't have to go out and rent it. So we thought, July is coming up, and then everybody likes to have Christmas in July, right?
Yes, of course.
So we're going to pick a classic Christmas movie And we decided to go with the movie Gremlins. The first one,
Yes.
Gremlins 1.
Yes.
It's on Netflix. It may be on Amazon Prime, I'm not sure. But it's definitely on Netflix. So we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna talk about this retro classic movie, Gremlins, here next time on I Am Geek. So that sounds fun, right? It'll be fun. I'm asking the listeners like they can respond back right now. That sounds fun. Oh yes, it does.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah.
Because we really want this show to be about our listeners, and we want our listeners to be involved. Oh, we're all talking at the same time, but
No, we weren't getting you.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. We're working on ways to get this where it won't be the Wi-Fi issues, so hopefully that will be coming soon too.
Yeah.
If you got ideas, let us know. But we think we may have to.
We just need to fly I need to fly to Texas every Thursday, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Would that work? Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'll
if
drive
somebody
down
has a private
like
jet,
over to the
they could
podcast.
just send it to us.
Yeah.
No, we're figuring out ways. We'll get it worked on. But I thought we could talk about something else that Katrin brought up earlier. You're going to a very dear, special place in my heart. You're going somewhere next week? When is it?
Yeah, we're going next week. Going to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, World's Fair.
It's close. What's going on here? No, so I have a. My wife said, "Hey, I'm going to do this trip with my sister and mom, and so it's you and Charlie." So I said, "Okay, we're going to go do something," and they're going to Knoxville as well, and I was like, "We need to go, and we can go to Dollywood." So yeah, we're going to go to Dollywood Thursday, and hopefully the crowds won't be crazy. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but we're excited.
Now, Dollywood is a theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee,
which is in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee.
The other DW.
The what?
Yeah, it's the other. Yeah, the other DW.
Oh, the other DW.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck.
Some people call it the Disney World of the South, which is sort of funny because technically Disney World is in the South, even though they're not. I mean, really.
Yeah, they're actually lower than.
Yeah.
But I will say people make fun of it when we're there. It's like, oh, Dollywood. We go there every day because we used to go all the time, living out there, and it was kind of cheesy, but it's really well themed and well kept and nice. I've been to Six Flags in St. Louis, and I was so disappointed with that place. It was kind of run down, and there just wasn't much going on, and it was bad. We didn't even stay for probably an hour or two. It was so bad. But of course, we don't do roller coasters that much, but still, it was very disappointing. But anyways, Dollywood is awesome, and they've got a ton of roller coasters now. And so I sat down with my son and pulled up YouTube, and I said, let's look at some of the rides. And we picked out all the rides that we won't ride, that we're not going to ride. We were like, oh, this. Yep. Nope. So we watched a couple, and it was like, oh, this is going to be good. Oh no, not doing that one. Because they've got some serious rides now that go straight down. Go do corkscrews and upside down and both, and then one that goes backwards for a while and then goes back forward again, and it shoots off really fast. When you start. So they.
Yeah, I was looking online. Yeah, I was looking online. There's one called the Lightning Rod, and the roller coaster. You're sideways, like it's sideways, like it's like that should be able to stay on that track.
Yeah,
it's completely sideways.
Yeah. They've stepped it up. They've got quite a bit of roller coasters, and they've got non-roller coaster rides too that are pretty good too. They have an elephant ride like Dumbo, but it's not called Dumbo. But they're elephants that go up in the air, and they also have a teacups that's like the lemon twist or something like that. But, yeah,
and don't forget the Calico Falls Schoolhouse. you can go and see what school was like in the 1890s.
Actually, that's sort of cool to see.
It
I loved
I
Dollywood
do
all
remember
growing
that.
up, going to it.
yeah,
Go.
they also have real quick. I'm sorry, I'll let you tell your story. But they also
Oh.
have the Southern Gospel Hall of Fame or something like that. It's like
Yeah. Mhm.
it's yeah,
It's a
because
small thing.
that's a big part of their park is because they have these concerts all the time there. But
I saw a
yeah,
video. I think it was Adam the Woo on YouTube, and he was visiting the park, and he did a video from that Southern Gospel Hall of Fame, and it was sort of creepy because they have like these animatronics, like quartets that are like
Ooh.
singing
Mhm.
and stuff, and he was just like, "What's going on?"
That could be scary.
yeah,
I love Dollywood. I remember
Mhm.
going as a kid. I remember going to the place before it was called Dollywood, which was Silver Dollar City.
yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
Dollywood opened in 1986, but before that it was called Silver Dollar City, and that opened in
There's one in Branson that's
yeah
Silver Dollar City still, and it has some of the same rides, which is cool.
yeah. So that was 1977, but before
I don't
that,
remember Silver Dollar City too much.
you're too young. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah.
It was basically Dollywood, but sort of less. It was basically the same park, but they had less stuff there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, so they still had like I think they still had like the blacksmith and all that stuff, and maybe the magic shop and stuff like that. Um, Before that, it was called Gold Rush, and before that, it was called Gold Rush Junction, and before that, it was called Rebel Railroad, which that was 1961. So
Yeah.
wow, so it goes back to 1961. And it's went over many different variations. It's funny that it goes from gold to silver
Yeah.
the dollar.
to
Took a
Dolly.
step down. Like the penny whistler. I don't know what.
But yeah, I remember like
Uh,
going on the train there. They have a train that go around, and sort of like the train at Disney, but this one had like little stops where they would like do stuff. Like
Not anymore.
yeah, not anymore. Used to a long time ago. Like people would like
Yeah.
hijack the train and stuff.
yeah, I started. I couldn't remember. Like, yeah, Dollywood had the people they hijacked the train because I had a friend from high school that he would do that during the summer. He would go and he would be one of the people that would hijack the train.
They did that in
that
Tweetsie Railroad,
was
which is in North Carolina too.
yeah.
Like more, they would do that more there, which we could talk about that place some other time because it was an interesting place. But then they also had the magic shop, which I always loved. They had the magician outside that would do magic tricks.
Oh yeah.
And they had a quarter,
Oh,
a
it's great.
quarter that was glued down because it was at the train stop when people got off, and they had a quarter glued on the ground. And people would always try to pick it up, and it would squirt them in the face every time they picked it up, which was hilarious.
Yeah. We actually went a couple of years ago, and maybe last year, I don't know, whatever it was. And I do remember waiting for the train, or we just got off of it, or well, yeah, we were waiting for the train to take it, and we noticed that people coming off of it were getting heckled by the magic guy that's out. So he's still there. There's like a guy
cool.
out there that does magic, but he's like yelling at him, like, "Hey, go over here!" And he like throws water at him or something like that. But
But
it's, yeah, so it's still
my favorite trick he would do would be he would have a cup and he'd fill it with water and he like take a sip of it or whatever and then and act like he's gonna spill it, like, oh, I'm gonna spill it, and then suddenly he just kind of like tosses the cup at the person, acting like he's gonna spill water, but no water comes out.
what?
And it's because there was what they sold at the magic shop. There was this powder that you put in there, and when you pour the water into it, it would just solidify. And I thought I always liked that.
That's
trick.
amazing. The one I remember is with the coloring book, right?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
would,
yeah.
it had these little tabs in there where you could change it or flip through it a certain way so that it all blank pages, and it was, yeah.
Yeah, we got
I won't give away all the secrets.
we got the powder one time and did that at home, and then he also had a raccoon that was like this fake raccoon, but he would like with the spring in it.
One of those.
Yeah, we have one of those. It was like a spring in it. And he would make it look like it was actually moving and stuff, and then he would like throw it at people. Those great times.
And one more, we bought fake cigarettes at the store, and you would you'd blow on them, and the powder would come out of them like you were smoking or something.
I bought real cigarettes at that store.
It used to be cool to smoke, right? Because back
it was a thing to do. I mean, it was good for your health.
No, it wasn't good for, but it was still cool to do. It's not cool. Go do drugs, don't smoke.
Yeah. I bought one there that had a little bulb on the end of it that you put in your hand and you could squirt people. Yeah. So you pretend like you're smoking. You know, oh, look at that 11-year-old smoking. Oh, he squirted me.
It's water.
It's water.
It got me. I thought he was smoking.
Oh man, that place was like fun, and then there was parts of it that like terrified me as a child. There was a flooded mine ride that was basically in this dark cave, and you were in this boat, and there was like a news report that came out that this lady got bit by a snake on the boat, like a snake fell in the boat and bit her, and then like I hate snakes, and so I was like, I don't want to ride that anymore because there's going to be a snake that falls on me during the ride, and then there's like this old. There was
that right away from me. Couldn't ride anymore.
But they closed that down. Then there was another one that was actually there at Silver Dollar City that they kept called Blazing Fury, which was like a dark ride / roller coaster. So you had like animatronics, like firefighters trying to save a town, and then it would turn into a roller coaster, and then you'd see more animatronics and. So that one, when I was a kid, I was like, I don't know about this because it's in the dark. You don't know what's going to happen. But then when you got older, I rode it, and it was fun. And
that was the ride I think that turned me off on roller coasters.
Oh,
we got on that ride with my parents, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just this ride." I don't know that they knew what it was. Either
or did
because we got on it and we're riding, and all of a sudden all I remember, and I just watched it this evening as well. I watched that and it was different than I remember, but all I remember is you're riding along and it's like, oh, there's this fire, oh, this is fun, and then there's a train coming at you and you drop straight down and plummet. And I was watching the video and there's actually 3 drops. I don't remember that because I probably blacked out or something after the first one, but I was
filling up his ferry.
I did not expect that. Of course, we didn't have YouTube back then. I've watched every Disney ride. There is I know what I'm getting into before I ride it. I've got to know, and especially because of that, I think. But we couldn't do that then. So they may not have known. I need to ask it, Mom, if you're listening. Please comment on the Facebook and let us know if you. If you guys knew about it, or it was some bad trick, or if you just were surprised with me, because my mom doesn't like them either. So I'd be surprised if she actually knew about it. But
no, we wanted to freak you out. You're a horrible child. We really wanted to scare you.
We do that to our son, so
So are you guys going to ride Blazing Fury when you go?
Probably not.
Oh, come on.
Probably not. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Need to continue the traditions, throwing them on there, not telling them what it is.
Yeah. Oh no, we watched it, and then we watched. I watched a video of this guy that got to go into the ride. He didn't ride it with the lights on. He got to walk through it, and they look over. They didn't go down the hills, of course, but they looked over the hills, and I was like, man, that's a lot steeper than I remember. And then they walked down some stairs and it was interesting. They actually have an homage to Flooded Mine. Right as you start, it's over to the right, and you see this. It used to be just kind of blocked off like a hole, and now it says Flooded Mine on there, and you see water reflection in the back. I was like, oh, that's nice. So,
do they still have the river rapid like in the big circular
river
circular?
Yeah.
We would always ride that. Yeah,
we did too. I love that. I have another funny story about the other water ride, the log flume ride that they had. I don't remember what it's called, but not the slide winder. But
we'll get to that one in a second.
That's right. Yeah, the log flume ride. I remember. I don't think it was the first time I rode it. I actually rode it a couple times, but I don't like it. But I remember one time being at the top of that hill, and I look over and I was like, "There's some stairs over there. I can get off of this thing." And I didn't get off, but we went down, and it was terrible. But I almost jumped out of it because I was just like, I don't want to do this. But,
yeah, the river.
The
river
rampage is awesome.
We'd always want to go on it first thing as a kid, and our parents hated us for it because we just get them soaking wet, and they'd be wet all day long.
Yeah.
Which we went when we rode the Cali River Rapids at Animal Kingdom. We were so disappointed because you really don't get wet on it, or at least we didn't the times I've ridden it. And because on the River Rampage, you get so wet on that thing. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It was so much fun, especially as a kid.
Yeah.
It doesn't help if you're sitting next to like a bigger guy as well, because it would always turn to that person, so they would go down first, and of course it would go down deeper.
That's right.
More water would splash up. And me being a tiny little kid, I would just be sopping wet.
Oh yeah, and we would want to ride it multiple times, so we even got even wetter, and it was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my favorite ride there, because I haven't been in a long time, so I haven't been to all the cool roller coasters that they have there now. That is where I got engaged, which was another story. We got engaged there. It was at Christmas time, so it was all decorated for the parks, and then we were going to go. She didn't know, but we were going to go to the. They have an old church building there.
Yeah.
And we were going to. I was going to do it in there, and I remember because I was going to do the traditional thing, get down on one knee, propose, ask her to marry me. So I started to get down on the knee, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let's sit down," and she sat down on the knee, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess we'll do it this way."
That seems like a Jennifer thing to do.
Yeah. It's like, let's sit down. Let's take a rest. So that place holds a special place in my heart. But my favorite ride, because I haven't been on all the cool roller coasters they have now, was the Mountain Sidewinder. If you really think about it, probably the most dangerous ride there. Because basically you're on this thing that looks like a foam log. And you're bobsled thing, and you're going down this big slide, like the huge slide on the mountain. That's like a water slide, but you're in this bobsled thing. So it's not like a log flume, but sorta. And you go up, like when you go around corners, it'll go up on the top of like the side of it, and they like weigh you beforehand. So you have to be weighed to get on it, because if you're over a certain weight or something, you can like flip off the side or something.
Sorry, fatty.
Yeah.
Get off the road.
Yeah. So they weigh the groups to make sure they're a certain weight, but it was like, when you think about it, I mean, there's no seat belts. So they're like, hold on to the handles. You got to hold, and I remember just holding on for dear life, like, this is ridiculous. But it was so fun. You just like whip down the mountain on that bobsled foam log thing, but especially after climbing all the way up the mountain to get there, up the pathways, and then you slide down real fast and. Oh, so much fun though! I want to go on that now. Can I just go there now?
I think I remember our parents. It was like they probably switched it up, but yeah, when we go on that, because I was a small stick of a child, like I weighed nothing, like basically crushing me between their legs, to hold me in there. We were going down because they were feared that I would just fly out.
I mean, I guess it's the same where you just hold on to the handles now, right?
Yeah, if you go to the Dollywood webpage and look at the rides, it shows them going up on the side of that one part of that slide and they're just sitting there holding on.
Yeah, this family's dead. This family's so dead. I don't think they survived this.
Oh, I see the picture.
They got one picture opportunity, and that was it.
The River Rampage picture is pretty funny, too. I don't know if you saw it.
So the picture is a family of four, a boy, a girl, and then mom and dad. And the girl got this big smile on her face as they're up on top of this hill, and the boy just looks terrified. He looks like he's just
he's in the front.
Out. Yeah,
he's in the front. He's going down first.
That's funny.
Oh, fun times. But yeah, there's all kinds of attractions there. I highly recommend it if you're in the Pigeon Forge area. Check it out. They even have a water park now, which I've never seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to that.
Yeah, so a lot of
No.
stuff.
They do.
Do they still?
Pigeon Forge has a ton of stuff too. But
Yeah.
what were we gonna say?
They still have the weird '50s area of the park.
Yes, they have a show. I remember. It's like some '50s show, but I think they still have all that. But I think there was a ride that they had that was based on the '50s or whatever. But I don't think it's there.
It's that. Well, there was the roller coaster I was talking about that was sideways.
Oh yeah, that's right. Lightning Rod.
It's a 1950s.
Yeah.
Lightning Rod.
That's right. Okay.
1950s era hot rod. You're in a hot rod.
That's a new one. Yeah, that's a real new one.
I've never been in a hot rod that drives sideways, but apparently that's what they did in the 50s.
Jukebox attraction. There we go.
Jukebox. That's it. Yeah. They say it's pretty cool too. You can get into her bus, the like tour bus, and do a tour through that, and
that's cool.
of course her childhood home and all that kind of stuff.
We need to all go there. We just need to have
We
an
do.
I Am Geek Dollywood experience.
That's right.
Oh, that'd be so much
Dollywood.
Fun.
All right, planning our visit now.
Yes.
You can get a season pass there for a kid for $100, and then adults it's like $150 or something. And so it's basically 2 visits, and you pay for it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you go a lot, I mean, that's the thing is that we go maybe once a year or once every other year. But if you were to go at least twice, then you pay for it. But if you go 3 times, it's like, hey, that 3rd time's free.
And don't they have like a Dollywood hotel on property now? Too?
They do. Yeah, they do. We actually have a mutual friend, the Sheltons. They were there, I think, this week. They recently adopted, and they were all at Dollywood, and were sharing some of their fun. There's a show called the Gazillion Bubbles or something like that. They have this. It's this big bubble show and all this cool stuff, and I'm interested to see that. But
the water park looks pretty cool. I just look at pictures of that. There's one called the Swift Water Run, which basically just drops you out into a giant bowl, and you just go around and round and round and round until I guess you throw up and then go down a hole.
So it's a toilet.
Yeah,
it's a toilet. It's a giant toilet.
Yeah,
goes the right way, so you know you're not in Australia. Yeah, looks good.
We got to plan this. Got to go to Dollywood.
The hotel is not cheap. It's on par with some Disney World.
We would always stay at the Best Western that's like down the road.
There you go. That's the way that we're. Yeah, like I said, we're staying in Knoxville, and it's a good, maybe 45 minutes or so from there, or maybe an hour to get there. So maybe I don't know, maybe not that long, but it was too expensive to stay in Pigeon Forge even.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of stuff though in Pigeon Forge now. There's a new thing that's around in mountain areas, but I think this may be in Gatlinburg, but it's the Alpine roller coaster. Have you seen these things?
Oh yeah.
It's like you're sitting by yourself in this little bobsled type thing, but you're on a roller coaster that you can kind of control the speed. So you have like a brake, but you take these turns, and it looks interesting. I've got a friend that's done it a few times. They said it's really fun.
Now, would you do that, Katrin?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe since I can control
moving through
my
it.
biggest thing. I think my biggest thing is I don't think of myself as a control freak, but I am in some ways, especially when it comes to riding rides. If I can control it, or if I feel secure in it, then I'm all right. I'm a little better, anyways. But
it really speaks to why you want to be inside the Hulk's head again.
That's right. All comes back to it's a complete
go. Just letting it go.
The big circle. Yeah, because to me, those things, like, it would be fun and I would do it, but they look sort of terrifying because you're on this little cart and you're over top of a mountain. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah. But there's
moonshine.
Moonshine everywhere. You can get moonshine samples everywhere.
Yeah.
In Gatlinburg, like the strip in Gatlinburg is like the
oh, that was so much fun.
Las Vegas strip of the South or something.
Man,
it's cool. There's all kinds of stuff there.
Youth trips.
like Rodeo Drive, but it's actually called Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo Drive. Come on in.
Everyone's favorite store, of course, is the China Bazaar, right? Y'all remember the China Bazaar?
In Gatlinburg? Yeah. That place is a little creepy. Like, it's like, something's going on behind the scenes here.
we bought all kinds of stuff
there.
Yeah, exactly. We bought the Chinese throwing stars, but they were rubber, like practice ones. We thought it was so cool. But, man, I loved going in there and looking at all the knives and stuff.
I bought nunchucks there.
Oh, the knives are great.
They were like wooden with like the chain was a rope, but they still worked, I guess.
The practice ones,
I got a brass knuckle that's shaped like the Batman symbol, and on the wings on the side are blades.
Ooh.
Nice. They could punch him in the face with the Batman symbol and then cut them with the blades on the side.
At Pigeon Forge, I guess it's still there. In Pigeon Forge, they have the world's largest knife store, like the Smoky Mountain knife factory. There's just like amazing. There's just knives everywhere. And it's cool to look at. But yeah, a lot of cool places to eat around there. There's like the Apple Barn, which is like fantastic, like just really good food. A lot of good Southern food.
The Dixie Stampede.
I love
thing that Dolly also owns. But that's so much fun.
We had a picture. We went there as a kids, and we had a picture of, I think it was Chris and I with this like saloon girl.
There were two saloon
girls, and us with them holding Dixie Stampede cups or something. So that was fun. Two little kids and saloon girls.
Brian, was it you and I that went with what was her name? Just escaped me. Anyway, somebody we went to college with. It was from Gatlinburg, Julie, and she took us around to all these different things, and we got in for free. Did you go? It was me and somebody else, I thought, because we went into the haunted adventure things.
I remember going there.
And then like all the Ripley things that you would never pay for to go to, we got in for free. She just like signed her name on this thing, and we got right in. And it was the most amazing thing. And the haunted adventure thing was crazy because there's one part where you think there's bees all over you, and then there's another part where the room is this tunnel is like spinning, and you think you're walking on the side of the walls. So it's the craziest.
Yeah, I remember that because you got in one room and it just goes all black. I think. Yeah. It's just completely dark and.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was crazy.
And you rode this weird elevator up to the top with this weird creepy guy controlling it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Happy birthday, shut your mouth.
Yes, I remember that.
High five, yeah. Because he was this guy in a straight jacket. That's what it was. And he was singing happy birthday. So we started singing with him. And he was like, shut your mouth. Oh, man.
Oh, this Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg trip has to happen now. We've got to make this a reality.
I swear it's not going to be as fun as it used to be. Because there's too many people.
Wow, really?
There's way too many people. It's not free anymore. and it costs an arm and a leg. Yeah. No.
Sounds good. We can make it fun, though.
We could make it fun. Yeah. Wintertime, and we're stuck in there, and it'd be fun.
well, cool. Well, we've been. I mean, it's an hour and 3 minutes we've been talking, and we could probably talk about Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Dollywood forever because there's so much fun stuff there and so many fun memories. But I guess unless you guys have something else, we should probably wrap it up for episode 13.
Put a bow on it.
Wrap up 13.
Well, let's wrap it up. Well, this has been I Am Geek, and happy birthday. Shut your mouth. We'll see you next time. See you, everybody.